In this English lesson, I wanted to help you learn the English phrase, get to the point. Are you ever in a conversation where someone's telling you a story or they're telling you about something they did the day before and they just go on and on? In English, when we say that someone is going on, it means they're telling a story that should take about 30 seconds, but as you're listening to them, it's probably going to take them about 5 or 10 minutes to tell the story. In that situation, you could say, hey, get to the point. It's not a nice thing to say. I guess you could say it in a nice way. When my children are telling a long story about something, sometimes I say, hey, get to the point. If you wanted to say it politely, you could say, hey, I'm running a little short on time. Could you please get to the point? But when you say to someone, get to the point, basically you want to know the end of the story. You don't want to know all the details along the way. The other English phrase I wanted to teach you today is the phrase boiling point. Notice both my phrases have the word point in it today. I usually do it that way, I think. But boiling point is, of course, the point at which water starts to boil. When you heat water up, when it gets to 100 degrees Celsius, that's the boiling point. It starts to bubble in the pan. But that's not why I'm teaching you this phrase today. We also use the phrase boiling point to talk about the point at which someone gets angry. So if you are frustrated and you are aggravated and someone's just bothering you, at a certain point you reach your boiling point and you might at that point yell something like, just get to the point. So anyways, to review, when you say to someone, get to the point, you want them to tell the end of the story instead of telling the whole story for a very long time. And when you reach your boiling point, it's the point at which you go from being quietly annoyed to actually being angry, and maybe even the point at which you start yelling at someone. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Anyways, let's look at a comment from a previous video. This comment is from Lolly Lolly, a longtime viewer on both my channels. Lolly Lolly says, hello from France. My boss is driving me nuts, so it's time for me to find another job and turn over a new leaf. Thanks, Bob. And it's not on here, but she also said her boss was driving her crazy, or driving her bananas, I think. My reply was, bosses can be that way sometimes. I have to admit, sometimes it's hard to appreciate the work a boss does because they always seem to be telling us what to do. So thanks for the comment, Lolly Lolly. I'm not sure if you would agree with me on that. I think that bosses are interesting people. I mean, in order to have a job, you have to have a boss. But bosses sometimes can be just a little bit annoying. They always seem to find the things you are doing wrong instead of always telling you all of the good things that you are doing right. So when you have a job, obviously you work hard and you try to do the best job possible. But anyways, Lolly Lolly, that was a great use of two different phrases. The turn over a new leaf phrase and also the phrase that your boss was driving you nuts. I think I might do a video on all the different phrases that you can use when you're frustrated. Let me think about that. Anyways, it's a really nice day here today. I did want to talk a little bit more about bosses. I do think bosses sometimes are, we find them annoying, but they are a necessary evil, okay? I don't know if you know the English phrase necessary evil. That means that it's neither good nor bad, but it's required. In order to have a job, you have to have a boss. If you didn't have a boss, you wouldn't have a job. So it's kind of necessary. We would call that a necessary evil. Not really evil, but something that's just necessary in order for you to have the life that you want to have. Sorry, I'm still using paper. I don't know if you've watched this far. I have not found a good solution yet. I tried a whiteboard. I can't. My penmanship's awful. I tried magnetic letters. I didn't have enough.